If you want to write something down, feel free. And if you want to share some of your experience in the chat, you're more than welcome to. If you have a question, there's something you didn't get, or yeah, anything you want to ask about, feel free to. And hopefully you had some insight from each of these. And you know where some of this experience might happen for people sometimes is if they take like ayahuasca or mushrooms, right? A lot of shamanic cultures, they'll do frog poison, whatever it is. I saw Mike Tyson, the famous boxer. He took a bunch of frog poison, I think, or some kind of hallucinogen. Now his whole life is different. He's like very peaceful and calm. He's a different person, but he still has to do drugs like every day to keep it up. And maybe part of what I wanted to share with you is you don't need a substance to experience that. And without a substance, you actually will remember better and actually integrate the information. Usually, if you get high, you're like, whoa, that was amazing. What was it? What happened? um, and again, you don't need to be an oracle at the Temple of Delphi. It's all right in here. And I know a lot of healers and shamanistic intuitive people, they walk you through a lot of tools to do what we just did. And there are lots of great tools. I used to have a friend who there was like a 17-part process to do what we just did before we could go anywhere. And I mean, that's cool. But honestly, you could just go there too. You can just with your will and your awareness, just kind of I'll just make a noise. Step into the next energy. I wish I could always be a tree and live live on the moon. Oh, I love that. People are like, what did you guys do in there tonight? Um, Anybody want to share some wisdom? Really enjoyed being a tree and a planet. I was doing it with you all. It was really fun. I noticed. I'll just share while some of you write. One of the things I noticed being a star was that there was almost like some things evolutionarily that were so like beyond into another dimension that I just my could not understand. I was like, wow, that is like 10,000 levels above what I can get. um, and being a planet, I was noticing just some of the energies of like planets form, right? So they take shape over time. So just like the energy and the awareness of taking shape, and then in that taking shape, there being an evolution in those forms and of birthing life. That was pretty cool. Yeah, you're a banana. I love that. Oh man, love being a star. Nothing to do. Did some of you experience just a sense of peace in some of those forms where there was no worry, where there was no time? It's very common. You're a mountain stream, soft and flexible, but enduring. I love that. Oh, um, I was Jupiter. Lots of boys there to get more stupider. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, the moon's orbiting. Okay, cool. Yeah, one of the things I noticed about being a star was like, have you ever traveled to a foreign country and everyone speaks a different language, but then you hear someone speak English or whatever your language is? And you're like, oh, familiar, yay. Or the food you like, they have it. And it's like this kindred energy. Uh, Being a star, I would notice that and was just like, oh, look, there's lights. Light, that's me. Anywhere you see light, oh, a street lamp, you know, somebody's phone, a light coming out. It's like, oh, me. Almost like if you were water and you saw water everywhere. Yeah, very cool. And if so, one of the reasons we did this meditation and why it's part of the purpose series is because this is really a way to deepen into some innate wisdom that you have that maybe is covered up from spending too much time being a human being. You just spend too much time being a human being, right? It's good to be that sheep that walks off and everyone's like, you're crazy. That's probably a good thing, right? And then when you come back, you're not the same person or being that left. So you go on this journey, you come back and you have all this experience and wisdom, and then you integrate that into whatever life that you're living. So somebody might piss you off at work and you just ground like a tree. Somebody might upset you and normally you would really react, but you're just like compassionate like a fairy or whatever form you took, or wise like a wizard, or you know uh, or maybe you have the patience of a planet. Where was the parable about the sheep from? It was from the Gospel of St. Thomas. I think it was found in the mid 20th century. Yeah. um, and obviously we didn't explore all infinite forms. Maybe you decide you want to go back in and be water or fire or wind, or you want to be a lightning strike, or you want to be just an idea floating. There are countless forms. So you can play with this and go into any form you want, but you want to go into a form that's going to help you find some wisdom that you're looking for. Okay. And each form, every single form that exists in all of creation, has some kind of innate wisdom just by being the form that it is. So, what is that for you as a human being? You might have some innate wisdom, like I was saying, if some other being was practicing being us, to try to understand what wisdom we had. What wisdom do you have? What wisdom are you adding to your repertoire as a being this lifetime, as a human being on this planet for however many years, right? Or maybe as a planet, you spend a few billion years. As a human, you spend 100 and what, or 80 or 70 or 120. And in that time, there's some wisdom that's gained. So what is that for you? What are you taking beyond just, this everyday experience that's going to live in your soul forever? And if you can start to say hello to that on a regular basis, life is going to be much richer, just going to be fuller, and it's going to be less anxious, less anxiety inducing. You're going to be calmer, and you're going to have more direction. And you have every single form that exists inside you. That's the really cool part. So you can call on any and on all of these forms whenever you feel like you need some of this wisdom. And that used to be the job of the shaman, right? I'm lost. I'm going to the shaman. He'll take or she'll take a form and then give me the wisdom, or the oracle will, or the psychic will, right? Or the guru will. And now we're at a time where we're trapped in our homes and we can't go see anyone. It's time to tap into that wisdom ourselves. So I think that all of those guides are great, but you have all of those guides inside you because they are also forms. You have the oracle and the shaman and the guru and the master and the wizard and the witch all inside you. And you can tap into them anytime you want. How cool is that? And don't trip out on the how. Just I know I could teach you lots of tools, but I kept it very simple, just kind of at the crown of your head. You almost just like recalibrate and allow your awareness to shift into that form the way water would take the form of any container it was in. And then you just almost allow it to start to open up. Very cool. Thank you all. Any other questions before we finish? David, channel an entity and tell us more things. People love that, by the way. They love seeing people channel and just like, oh, tell me all the wisdom of that thing. That's cool, but you get to do it yourself. That's even cooler. And that wisdom is much closer to home to you. I was teaching at a place in LA, and I'd have a good group of students that would come to class. But one time, this actually I interviewed him on a podcast of mine. I forgot his name now. He's a famous channeler, but he came to do one workshop where he was going to channel for the group. Oh my God, the place was packed. I mean, it was sold out. There was a line outside. I had never seen this many people show up for an event there. And I was like, what is going on? And then everyone started asking their questions. Can you ask your guides to tell me this? You know, everyone was just like salivating over the opportunity to get answers from this guy and whatever he was channeling. And that's fine. But what if you just got those answers yourself and you wouldn't need him or anyone else, including me? I don't have your answers. You look inside of me for your answers, you're going to find like an old piece of cheese and I don't know what a lot of emptiness between the ears. Like, man, I thought there'd be more in here. Yeah, learning to trust yourself. Well, learning to trust yourself, also part of that is just there's a work involved in that. Trust is like if someone said, you know, very commonly, often you'll hear like, just, you know, you should know that you're already enough. That's true, but it actually takes work. Same with trusting yourself. There might be layers of where you don't trust yourself that you have to peel back, pain around why you don't trust yourself, pulling out everyone else's expectations or ideas out of your head. When I was growing up, my parents were from communist Russia. And so they're like, don't fucking trust anyone, David. What? I had a neighbor who gave us like a toy car set once, and my grandparents was like, no, don't take it. Don't trust him. I was like, what? They were so terrified of strangers, of trusting anyone, because they came from a place where they experienced a lot of anger, a lot of hate, a lot of distrust. And I had to shake that off as I grew up, realize it was okay to trust some people. Not everyone, of course. You want discernment, but not no one. If you're going through life not trusting anyone, we need to have you need to call me. We need to have a talk. Thank you. Some direct messages to me. Thank you guys. Great job, everybody. So lovely being here with you all. And thanks for meditating with me. Thanks for being so open-minded to this, for this one. And keep practicing yourself, see what happens. I don't have the schedule in front of me. I'm sure we have another class coming up soon. Enjoy yourself. And feel free to leave comments in meditation school under the actual meditations, and that's where I will do my best to respond to questions. Cool. All right, I'll unmute you all to say bye. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
See you 137.